this mask. It's just amazing what she can bring from this prosthetic that's on top of her face.
Well, I want to dial back too because we get Roddy.
We do. We get this great shot of him kind of squinting. We see the colonel and we see his aide kind of turn each other in a gas, and then we get Roddy's credit. And oh my gosh,
I don't want to knock Mr. David Watson, who took over for Cornelius for us from that film and Beneath. I realized that gentleman passed away probably, I guess it's about 4 years ago. He was 74 when he passed away. So if any of his family hears us knocking him, it's not him. You just have to understand Roddy McDowall is Cornelius. We love him. And right away, as soon as I see his name, I got giddy. I was just, oh my God, he's back. So excited.
And I guess the movie audience is excited as well because, I mean, he gets the lead credit, right?
Yeah, and I hate it for Kim Hunter that she gets second credit, but Roddy still, I mean, this guy's had credits going back to when he was a child, so his name goes atop everything. But by the end of this, it should have been a dual top credit because you'll see, I mean, they're just so fantastic together.
Yeah, no spoilers, Sean. Sorry.
No spoilers.
Then, of course, the generals, as soon as the credits are done with the apes, they just, we got to turn and run away. Let's run to our little jeep. Let's scare little children.
Yeah, it was. But that's actually in the description that Paul Dane wrote out. Roddy McDowall, Kim Hunter, Brad Dillman, credit shot, and it goes, Colonel and two aides run towards the Jeep.
Uh-huh.
I even wrote, ha ha.
You would think that at that point, if the generals were running away, that at least the soldiers would have pulled up their guns just whatever, because just makes the generals look like cowards.
Natalie Trundy, Colonel reaches for phone and Jeep, and then we cut to, I guess, what's supposed to be NASA, with them pulling the stuff off the teletype and credits kind of continue.
Which that set where they set up the flight control type thing, that is so exactly what I was calling for before with lighting, where if you don't overlight a set, you can hide the inadequacies in shadows. It makes it look like a complex set when the truth is it's nothing but a bunch of machines set up in a square behind them. We've done slightly off to the left of the staging of the shot, but the majority of what you see, it's in shadow, and you've let the lights. It makes the room seem so much more alive. You go to the command center at the end of Star Wars. You know, if you overlight that, it looks stupid. But when you underlight it, just for the point of exposure, intrigue. And so I'm gonna look this up. Whoever our director of photography is on this movie, but already kudos.
But to your point, this is also one of those scenes where I see these kind of the kind of lit control rooms like this, and I'm like, who can work in that environment?
So, yeah, you do see that too.
It's so dark in here.
Well, that being said, in our office, we literally turn off all the lights above, and it's either lit by the windows or just by your monitors.
Do you guys really?
Uh-huh.
So this was shot by Joseph F. Barak, and if I'm saying that incorrectly, forgive me.
And he's even in the credits. That's how far Paul Dane did it in his script. He wrote out specifically a lot of these actors and directors and people in the crew.
This is the man that was camera and electrical design on The Towering Inferno. He also shot Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, one of the great camp films of that era. Huge list. I'm just scrolling through this. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Tons of TV. Shot The Longest Yard. Wonder Woman, the TV movie. Superman. No, that can't be. That's a different Superman. Yeah, that is. That's not the Superman we all think with Christopher Reeve. But this guy, God, I hate to pick on anybody else again in the Beneath, but wow, what a difference when somebody understands the use of both light and shadow. Shadow is a key part of cinematography, and he uses it well.
So, I was going to make a point that this budget is, by numbers, almost half what Beneath was.
Yeah.
And they still managed to produce already just a visually more thought out and edited film.
We have to also think that the majority of that budget probably went towards makeup effects. And now already you're reducing the amount of makeup effects.
Yeah, you only have three apes.
And I guess on some level we're in an era which they don't have to produce crazy sets either.
No.
Yeah, because it's modern.
Yeah, now you're just shooting practical, which goes back to when we look at the original Ape draft, which we saw in the Visionaries comic that Dana Gould recently did, I still think would it not have been cheaper to shoot on practical sets than building something? So, I mean, you kind of get into that conversation, but I think that's exactly it. They saved the money on this.
And also, then you don't have to do special wardrobe because you just do gloves. You just paint up the
Right.
hands.
Put somebody in a suit.
And a face, and then you just dress them normally.
Yeah. Well, I see when you look at the budget on this, it's the ape makeup. So there are 3 apes. It's the Icarus, which, as far as we know, the space capsule was still intact, and they were able to reuse that just to char it up. They didn't have to build a new one. I don't have any notes that say they built a new one. Their costumes, which I would imagine they went ahead and made new ones, but then again, I don't usually reference Star Trek, but I know Star Trek, they used the same uniforms in the number of the Star Trek films because they started getting moth holes in them. So maybe they did reuse the costumes.
And an almost 6 or 7 week production schedule. I mean, this is crazy to think about the fact that he turned out what is a great script, shot well, with phenomenal actors. We're not even at the end of the film. I'm 4 minutes in. I'm like 5 minutes in. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, but I think that
I'm pulled in. I'm in.
I'm feeling relief because I know I love this series and I know I hated the previous film. I've always really disliked it. This one I love so much that it's reiterating to me again when I watch the first 5 minutes that holy shit, this is a beautifully made film. Usually you don't see a film crater after when they're fantastic in 5 minutes. It may crater as far as the story goes.
Yeah.
But composition, they're not going to quit. And I really thought so far in this first 5 minutes, they've executed as beautifully as they could.
All right.
With the exception of maybe that, why is that here? That one simple question. Well, how did the ship get here? If they'd simply asked that would be perfect execution.
Oh, and then, did we get through all the credits in this minute?
No,
Okay.
we cut off by midway.
All right.
We have some more as they pull into the compound,
right before.
All right, well, we'll finish that up next week then.
Will make all of us excited and giggle when we see his name.
Yeah.
All right, so that's minute 5. That is the week in the books. Everybody go out there and find another movies by minute person, group, podcast, whatever you want to call it, that you want to listen to. Support them, support us, let everyone know about it. If you know movie fans, tell them that everyone is out here doing this, taking movies 1 minute at a time and breaking them down, because we need you guys as much as you enjoy listening to us. Have a great weekend. Richard and Sean, we'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.